Hello, welcome back to my channel. Jaclyn Gallo here, and you're listening to my 10-part women's empowerment series. And today's video is all about how to tap into your intuition. This is one of the most common questions that I get asked, and I love this question because your intuition is the fastest path to your success. So throughout this series, we've been talking about what are your goals? What's your vision? First, we got clear on what that was. We created a vision board. Then we started to remove some of the blocks and the fears that might be holding you back from actually pursuing this vision. And now we're getting to the really good stuff, which is how are you going to get there? And what's the fastest path to get there? And the answer is the fastest path to get there is your intuition. Your intuition will tell you your path. And your path is not going to look like my path or Susie's path or Jamie's path. It's going to look like your path. And so your job is to really understand how your intuition communicates with you and trust it enough to listen to it. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So the first step to listening to your intuition is simply listening to the way your body feels. So one of the ways that our intuition will communicate with us is through our emotions. We talked about the emotional guidance scale in the last video, and you began to have a better idea and understanding of what our emotions mean and how to work with them, not against them. Well, it's the same concept here. Our emotions are telling us something. They're telling us when we are pursuing a path that is worth pursuing, that is going to get us somewhere. They also tell us when maybe that's not our way. We all know that gut feeling, the good gut feeling that's like, yes, I need to do this. And the bad gut feeling like, I don't know about that thing. It doesn't really feel like the thing for me. But how often do we actually tap into that? Sometimes the feelings are really strong, other times they are lighter. So it's really important to just close your eyes, scan your body from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes, and start to feel into how does my body feel when you're thinking about taking a certain action. That is one of the most common ways your intuition will communicate with you. The best piece of advice I can give you is trust your spark. That means trust the feeling in your gut when you're like, yes, 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 even when it doesn't feel logical. So many times I have had an idea that I was really excited about, but it didn't quite make sense. It didn't quite add up, especially when listening to other people's advice and the way other people did it. But the way that I wanted to do it was following this spark, following this idea, following this source of inspiration. And every time I've trusted that, it has worked out better than I can possibly imagine. Remember that your intuition has so much more information than we have, than your logical brain has. So sometimes it might not make sense to you, but it's always going to make sense to your intuition, and you can always trust it. Trust those feelings of being lit up, of being excited about something, of that spark. They are always, always, always guiding you in the right direction. Now, some of you might be listening and thinking, well, Jaclyn, I love this, but I'm not exactly sure really how to listen. I'm going to try to tune more into my body and my emotions, and I'm going to focus on using that. But it feels really new to me because, to be honest, I've been taught to not listen to my intuition and to be very logical and calculate it and weigh the pros and cons when making a decision, as opposed to saying, how does it feel in your gut, right? So that's most people. You're not alone. If that is you, a really great way to start rebuilding trust with your intuition, the same way you would rebuild trust with a friend that maybe broke your trust, a friend that called and called and called and called and you never answered the phone, eventually they stopped calling. But if you call them and that friend's like, I thought you didn't want to be friends. And then you say, no, I really want to work on this. And you start showing up for that friend, eventually that friend is going to rebuild trust with you. And you're going to have that friendship, and the friend's going to start calling more and more. Same is true with your intuition. So you're going to have to start calling your intuition more and more, and you're going to start to rebuild that relationship. And eventually your intuition is going to call on you faster and on demand. So one of the easiest ways to rebuild that relationship is with things that don't matter. I say this in quotes because everything in our life matters and adds up and is important, but things that aren't life or death situations, things that aren't, oh my gosh, I'm going to go broke with this decision, right? Things that aren't super stressful. So for example, how you dress and what you eat. Those are two of my favorite areas to tap into your intuition. So when I'm getting dressed in the morning, I think, oh, what do I want to wear? What sparks me in my closet? What does my intuition tell me, ooh, that's the perfect outfit for today? Maybe it's not so logical. Maybe you really want to wear a dress, but it's 40 degrees out. But maybe your intuition's like, yes, that dress. And then all of a sudden, it ends up being like 55 and the weather prediction was totally off and your intuition knew the whole time and you trusted it by wearing that dress. Same is true with eating. I believe that our bodies know exactly what we need to eat and how to fuel them best, and they communicate with us. And you can trust that. What am I in the mood for? Oh, I'm really craving a steak. Well, maybe your body is just really in need of some iron, and that's why you're craving that steak, right? And so the more we ask our intuition to guide us in making those small decisions, and then the more we feel good about those decisions, we start trusting our intuition. And then it becomes much easier to trust our intuition when it's a scarier situation, like leaving the job you hate or starting that business or whatever it is that your intuition is guiding you to. So that is intuition. If you have any questions, I know this is a complicated topic for a lot of people and it has a lot of messiness with maybe other people's limiting beliefs. Comment them on this video. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And stay tuned for the next video in the series, which are the mindset shifts required for success. So we've talked a lot about removing blocks. We've talked about getting clear. This next video is going to help you really elevate and help you become the version of yourself that you need to be to create the success you desire. So can't wait for that. Stay tuned. I will catch you in the next video. And as always, if you love my videos and you're not already subscribed, subscribe to my channel.